All right, NBA watchability tier list for this upcoming season. I did this last year, I'll do it again. As I said last year, being good does not immediately mean that you're going to be at the top, although there usually is a good amount of overlap there. Anyway, let's start with Atlanta. I'm going to give Atlanta an A. Of course, they just made a big trade for DeJounte Murray. That gives you a bonus off rip. You get to watch DeJounte Murray try to ruin the life of every single lead guard, as Trae Young is guarding the worst perimeter player on the opposing team, I'm going to assume, every night. But you still also get the Trae Young pick and roll attack, and man, it's one of the most entertaining things in basketball. We'll see if John Collins is on the team. I mean, there were rumors like, I don't know, a month ago, it's like, he's definitely gone. Well, he's still there, and there's not a lot of signs that he's going to be gone at this point. And also, he and Trae just played in the Drew League. But man, when Trae Young is coming up court and he just gets a screen from Capella or John Collins or Okongwu, sometimes right after he crosses the half-court line, and then it's just a run to the races, and it's either a floater or a layup for him or a pull-up or a lob for one of those guys. It's just fun to watch. It's a good time. The Celtics. Of course, I am a Celtics fan, so this kind of disqualifies me. I don't care. I'm going to be a homer S tier. There you go. I said it. I was already going to watch every game. My excitement level is through the roof, which is still a little scary because I don't know. I got programmed to things not going well for a season and a half, and then for half a season, plus it went so well. The Brogdon trade, he's a great fit, even if the health is still a little scary. Jason Tatum MVP, I don't actually believe that. You know what? We'll just segue. I think Joel Embiid is going to win the MVP, partly because of the politics of the MVP award. I also think he's going to deserve the thing, don't get me wrong, but like, they're not going to give Jokic 3 in a row. They're just not going to do it. We know how it goes, right? Embiid is going to play like a man possessed this season, and that alone put Philly in A tier. They're going to be great. And if I wasn't a Celtics fan, it would probably be like, can I do that anyway? No, I can't do it. Celtics Reddit will hate me. Maybe they already hate me. I don't know. They're probably fine. Besides Embiid going scorched earth, you're also going to get the daily James Harden check-in. You know, does it look like the hamstring is bothering him today? You get Tyrese Maxey attacking off the catch and being like one of the fastest guys with the ball in his hands. That's always fun. And you get Tobias Harris. Who is Tobias Harris? Okay, Brooklyn. I don't know what the hell to do with Brooklyn, and you know why. At the time of me doing this video, we're up in the air on Kevin Durant, Kyrie. If Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are on the team, it's S tier. Can I just put him in B right now? Like, it's kind of wait and see. Like, if the team is decimated, then it's like, I don't know. Okay? The Bulls. I kind of want to go C tier. I can't go C. I gotta go B. They have too many young players I like. Dosunmu, Caruso. We'll see if Lonzo's healthy. Patrick Williams. Like, I really want to see Dosunmu, Caruso, and Lonzo just bothering the hell out of opposing teams' guards. Like, that to me was the most exciting thing for, like, the beginning of the season for them last year. And then DeRozan went to, like, super nuclear levels, and then he became the story of the team. Okay, now we get to the Clippers. I think I'm going to put the Clippers in A. I did think about B. The reason I thought about B is because I was like, well, am I more interested in watching them in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season at this point? But then I kind of went to A because I'm like, well, what if they just go all in on the small ball thing and they just have like their own death lineup because they have like 9 wings who can fit into a small lineup? And then I kind of got more excited. On top of, I mean, look, like watching Kawhi Leonard make 6 fadeaway mid-rangers a game. I mean, that's always fun. I think Charlotte is going to be the first kind of downer one. Look, here's the thing, man. I would love to have them up here because they got LaMelo. But you know how I'm going nuts about the Trae Young pick and roll attack with him, Capella, Collins, Okongwu, let's go? Mason Plumlee is still the starting center. It's 2022. Now, look, they drafted Mark Williams. Okay, if he ends up being the beautiful lob threat we all want next to LaMelo, great. Sign me up. But I can't bet on that right now. Gordon Hayward's injuries. I would love to see the guy healthy. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Steve Clifford's the coach now. Now, from an objective standpoint, look, they need to care about defense, and Steve Clifford's great at like controlling the defensive glass, getting back on defense, not turning the ball over, not fouling. He's a very fundamentally sound coach. But for the sake of excitement, man, it would have been cool if they had hired Mike D'Antoni instead. I think I'm going to go C tier. Next, we get the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm doing it, man. S tier. Now, are they better than Philly? Don't think so. Are they better than Atlanta? Possibly, I don't know. Same thing with Chicago. The Nets, again, who the hell knows? I love the Evan Mobley, Jared Allen front court. Also, when you throw Lowry Markkanen in there as well, teams are terrified of it. It's just beautiful. And also, you get Darius Garland getting screens from both of them all day. I love it. I love Cleveland. I want to watch it all the time. Denver, also S tier. Some of this is because Jamal Murray and MPJ were gone for a season, and so now we get to watch Jokic with not Campazzo and Austin Rivers. Nothing against those guys, it's just the talent got better, and talent around an MVP, that's always fun. And also, as I mentioned in the Nuggets video, I really want to see Bruce Brown in that thing. Like, he's not even the biggest get of the offseason. It's probably KCP. And even so, like, he plays like a center, but he's a 6'3" two-guard. Houston, got Jabari Smith. Another year of Jalen Green. The Kevin Porter at point guard experiment is always fun. And, of course, you've also got Şengün, and I am ready for the Şengün show. I'm ready for him top of the key, hitting guys who are cutting, if that's going to be a thing in the Rockets offense. I'm ready for him to throw behind-the-head passes to the opposite corner from the post. We're going A on Houston. They are not going to win a lot of games. They should be better than last year, though. The Lakers. We do have the Buddy Hield, Miles Turner proposal, I guess, floating out there. As the roster is currently constructed, for as much as I can be optimistic about the Damian Jones, Anthony Davis front court, I'm possibly being too nice there. I don't know. Do I give him a B? It's still LeBron. Like, there's something kind of cool about, because I'm on the East Coast, right? It's like 12:30. Every other game is a blowout, and I've got LeBron in a close game in the fourth quarter. Like, it's just kind of cool. Okay, now we get the Bucks. I feel like I want to go A on the Bucks. I'm trying to justify why I would go S. It's because they have Giannis. That's a good enough reason. They're S tier. Miami. If Kyle Lowry is still Kyle Lowry, I would put him at A tier. I'll probably still put him at A. Because the thing with Spoelstra, I mean, first off, like, Jimmy's always exciting, and Bam, I mean, there's going to be games in the playoffs, especially where it's like, hey, Bam, you know when you took Al Horford in the post and you looked like Hakeem? Can you do that every game? Although, for me, it's like, don't do that, but, as an unbiased NBA fan. But in terms of the regular season, I mean, look, you're going to get the Bam handoff actions, and those are beautiful. You're going to get Jimmy scoring the most, like, efficient 20 points a game. I'm not going to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure his true shooting was great last season. And you're going to get Spoelstra. And Spoelstra teams are just so fun because of the defense, mainly. It's just like one possession, it's a zone. Next possession, it's switch everything. Next possession, it's trapping. And they never freak out. They just do it. Sometimes I feel like I like the NBA too much to do a tier list like this. All right, now we get Dallas. I kind of want to go A tier on Dallas, but then in my head, I'm like, well, I give Giannis the S. Why do I not give Luka the S? And the reason is, I don't know. If Zion is healthy, I think they go to S tier. If Zion is not healthy, I think they go to B. So I'll put him in A. I'll split the difference. Of course, Brandon Ingram's great. CJ is great. Watching Herb Jones on defense is great. Jonas Valanciunas is one of the more watchable players in the NBA that you wouldn't immediately think of. Part of it's because he's like, he's an old classic center where it's back to the basket and he's got some up and unders and he's super physical. And also when he shoots threes, he has like a thing where he waits 2 seconds before he actually shoots it, and it's kind of fun. Let's see the Knicks. So in terms of watchability this previous season, it was pretty rough, mainly because of their offense. I do think the Jalen Brunson move, it was an overpay, I know. I feel like it could take their watchability to at least a B. I mean, there were times where it was like nothing was happening on offense for them last year, and it was like, oh my god, Julius Randle, can you set a screen where you actually give a crap? But also it's like, hopefully Obi Toppin gets more minutes. I think Quentin Grimes has a lot of potential as an awesome 3-and-D player. And of course, we must remember, you're also going to get Mike Breen and Clyde Frazier for a decent amount of the Knicks' local games, and that in itself at least bumps them up something. So you know what? We'll go like here. Now we got a couple of interesting ones. We got OKC and we got Orlando back-to-back. Now in terms of wins, probably not going to be a lot out of these two teams. Let's just call it what it is. But they both should be better than last season, similar to Houston. I'm putting both of them in A tier. This is what happens when you get a top recent pick. Like Banchero, he's got to be the Rookie of the Year pick as of right now, right? I think Franz is a great number 2 option. I think Wendell is ready to be on a winning team right now. Yeah, there's questions with Fultz in the shot, even if he does a lot of other things well. Cole Anthony's shot selection. Can Suggs make improvements on offense? Like, all that's a question, no doubt. And as far as OKC, I mean, hey, man, SGA, Giddey, and Chet, that's also a hell of a trio to start whatever OKC is going to be. And also, I feel like Chet is just going to be such a watchable player, Whether you're way too in the sauce like I am to where you can just watch him in drop coverage, or if you want to be a normal person, you can appreciate he'll grab a rebound, bring the ball up court himself. He might make some crazy play to somebody. He might finish it with a dunk. He might have some turnaround jumper over somebody on a switch, all that good stuff. And also Josh Giddey, who gets like at least 1 assist a game where it's like, bro, what the hell was that? Like he'll go for a rebound, and instead of grabbing the rebound, he'll just punch the ball to somebody who's like right underneath the basket, and it's like, I don't even know if that was an assist, but it was beautiful. Also an offensive rebound, if I didn't make that obvious. The Blazers. Oh boy, listen, man. This breaks my heart because I love Dame. I think they got to be a C. Like, it's just, they got Jeremy Grant, they got Gary Payton II, gave Yusuf Nurkic a contract that was like pretty generous, I would say. Not necessarily a bad deal, but it was a good amount of money. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I love Dame pull-up jumpers. Anthony Simons can make a bunch of contested threes as well. I'll tell you this. If you promise me that Chauncey Billups stops playing his stupid trapping defense, they might make it to B. But until then, it's going to be C. You can also promise me that Josh Hart is going to have 20-point bombs like he kept having at the tail end of the season, and maybe that bumps him up as well. Next, we have Indiana. I feel like Indiana could have like a fun college atmosphere type of vibe. I might put him in B. Look, I love Halliburton, and I can already picture him making these bullet passes to Mathurin, Mathurin's going to shoot, man. That dude loves to shoot. You get Chris Duarte, who is going to be in his second season, but will effectively be in his 9th season. You might also get Rick Carlisle having moments of like, okay, I got to relax. It's a young team. We're not going to win every single game. Because Carlisle, he's definitely on the list of the most prickly head coaches. Is that the word we'll use? Okay, now we get the Pistons. So Cade is great, and Jaden Ivey is going to be a madman running in transition and getting downhill on screens, and that's going to be great. Saddiq Bey is going to be... how much ball handling is Saddiq Bey going to be doing? Because they gave him the ball a little bit more this previous season. I don't know. But what I do know is their front court is kind of a mess. You got Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, Kelly Olynyk, Nerlens Noel. Among that list, I'm most excited about Duren, and yet I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. I feel like they still have to be A. You know, like Cade is just kind of awesome. I would love to do this sort of a thing with someone who's like not as into the NBA as I am, because I don't know how they would feel about the Pistons in terms of watchability. Sacktown, B tier. Love Keegan Murray, but I do think some of the Summer League heroics we saw from him are going to be tempered a bit because, you know, not at the top of the pecking order or close to it or whatever. Love the Sabonis handoff actions. Love the De'Aaron Fox Sabonis two-man game. Phoenix. What happened in Game 7? Yeah, it happened. I'm well aware. They're still going to be running the most beautiful pick and rolls in the NBA. It's still going to be Chris Paul pull-up 18-footers that are going to be amazing. You're still going to get your Devin Booker going off games. You're still going to get the Mikal Bridges. I just covered like 9 feet of space in half a second, and also my arms are so long that I just stole that entry pass. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of good stuff. Let's see. For San Antonio, we are going to go with... I'm going to go with a C on the Spurs. They are clearly looking to lose games. I understand it. But Devin Vassell, Josh Primo, Keldon Johnson, who I keep calling a battering ram going to the rim, unless I don't, in which case I'll start now. And also, apparently Jeremy Sohan is great defensively. We didn't see him in Summer League, but that's what everybody's saying about him. The Raptors. I mean, I've been pretty consistent with the whole, like, if you have a young, great player, you pretty much get an A tier at the least. You also get Nick Nurse being a madman as a coach, whether that's a full court press out of nowhere or a zone defense. You get the adventure that is Precious Achua's finishing. You get Gary Trent, who believes he's the best player in the league. It's a good time, man. Utah, that's going to be a D. You did not believe that I was mean enough to put anybody in D tier. I'm assuming Donovan Mitchell's gone. Look, we can talk about the future of the picks. We can talk about maybe some of the young guys they might get back. You know, if it's the Knicks, it's not going to be very watchable for a little bit with the Jazz, man. The Warriors, S tier. Okay, now we have the Wizards. I'm feeling C tier on the Wiz. Like, Beal and Porzingis, it's not exactly Kobe and Shaq. And then besides that, I mean, we can appreciate Denny's growth as a defender. Talk about the potential of Rui being Carmelo Anthony one day. He looked like Carmelo Anthony in one Olympic game that I'm never going to forget. Or whatever it was. I think last year the Grizzlies had a stretch where they were the most fun team to watch in the entire league. Similar to the Pacers, they've got that college atmosphere, but also there's a better team. You get Steven Adams just kind of existing, which is always fun. If you want to get your role player appreciation on, John Conchar, great pick. And of course you get the Ja Morant show. Also the potential of Desmond Bane going to, I don't know, 30 points a game. That's not going to happen, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I kind of want to put them in S tier. Like, I'm assuming they're still going to be awesome to watch. And finally, we have the T-Wolves. Okay, so look, I don't know where I put the T-Wolves last year in terms of watchability. There's a chance that this, what I'm about to say, doesn't work. I never thought that I would put the Minnesota Timberwolves in S tier of watchability, but I'm doing it. I want to see Gobert in town so much. I need to see it. You know, they're complete opposites of each other, and I just want to see it. And also Anthony Edwards. Now, in terms of role players, they did lose Vanderbilt, and that's tough. Really loved watching Jared Vanderbilt attack the glass and fly around defensively for him. But they did pick up Kyle Anderson, so they got some of those role player points back. So, yeah, there you go.